I'm going to show you how to remake the core of OnlyUp in 90 seconds. Now this is not some hacky reverse engineered guesswork, it is beyond reasonable doubt how it was really done. First we're going to create an Unreal C++ project and we're going to name it OnlyUp. Then navigate to ALS Refactored on Google and into the GitHub repository. Then download the code as a zip file. Make a new folder in your Unreal project directory and call it plugins. Go to your downloads folder and extract the code into this newly made plugins folder. Double click on the project to rebuild the modules. Use the Sketchfab link from the description to navigate to these sewer pipes and download the asset. Go to your downloads folder and extract the zip file. Go into source and extract the next zip file. Open the Blender file. Export the model as an FBX to the location of your choice. Override the game mode and world settings to use the ALS game mode. Import the new FBX file and its textures into Unreal Engine. Confirm the import. Open the material editor and drag in the textures we imported. Spread the texture samples out, then plug in the base color, the metallic, the normal and the ambient occlusion maps. Arrange the assets as desired. And there you go. Those are the core gameplay elements of OnlyUp. Don't believe me? Well, let me show you a few interesting details. First, let's take a closer look at the free pipes I downloaded. Here's a screenshot from the game. They are exactly the same assets. Here are a few small details to show you. So, not everyone's an artist. Using art that you have the right to is perfectly acceptable. That, after all, is what it's there for. This locomotion system gives you two mantling options out of the box, a low one and a high one. Look familiar, perhaps? So they used a system out of the box. That's not a problem if it's suitable. But people don't like it. People feel hard done when they fall, and that makes a rage game more than that, into something that feels like it's cheating you. The funny thing is to me that this could have been made 5 times better by changing literally one number to make jumps way easier and more precise. You want to increase the control in the air? Air control, perhaps? One number. And this wasn't done until a pretty late stage update. What? You might think that this setting is one that gets buried or isn't very important. No. Whenever you're building basic run and jump movement, the first setting you tweak is walk speed. The second is air control. That's more than enough of me imposing my standards though. There are real reasons and real lessons in its viral success. The first takes us back to its predecessor, Getting Over It, and a little game called Fortnite. How do you get people to play a game? In the early days of gaming, you'd pitch your arcade machine to arcades, and if they thought it would get people playing, and therefore paying, they'd buy some, and it would get played. Since people got agency over what they bought and played after arcade machines were surpassed in the 90s, development teams and publishers had to market directly to the consumers. There are traditional adverts on TV and online, but a category with ever-increasing relevance is streamers and content creators, and what they choose to broadcast gameplay of. Some games are more suited to this than others. Fortnite is broken up into 20-minute chunks, immediately understandable by anyone who tunes into a stream. It's also never very long before another game will start, which is enjoyable for viewers. Getting Over It and OnlyUp accomplish this in a different way, by being relatively simple and immediately readable to anyone who watches it. Climb mountain, don't fall, Bob's your uncle. A greater viewership has a multiplier effect as more people try out the game and yet more player-made content is released. Not everyone plays a game to get to the end though. There is a creature that lies in the depths of the game, playing hard, long hours. The speedrunner. A hardcore speedrun culture is a dream come true for any game developer. You've delivered replay value beyond what seemed possible, and now you can reap the rewards of one of the most dedicated player bases it's possible to have. As you can see from this leaderboard, and from the world of OnlyUp speedrun content that exists, OnlyUp has this right. Of all the players, these are the ones that are going to put the most hours in. Finally, luck is the final piece to the puzzle. Content creators saw the game when it was new, and decided ultimately to play it for their audiences. There are plenty of games that are far better but unknown, if you take a rare moment to look. OnlyUp was in the right place at the right time, but that takes nothing away from its rise. I've stayed clear of the cesspool of allegations that surround OnlyUp, that it blatantly promotes cryptocurrencies and NFTs, that it steals assets, largely for the reason that I haven't and won't play it, so can't possibly comment. Normally, this tars a reputation into the depths of infamy, but that all assumes the developer is in it for the long haul. The truth is that OnlyUp is a simple game that has done amazingly well, and I, for one, do not expect the developer to ascend to these heights again. But, I will say,
that's got to be the best part I've ever seen.
So it would seem.